Anime fans like myself can recognize Ghibli studio work from a mile away. Over the weekend, Ghibli created art had taken over social media and had become extremely viral. Or at least that's what I thought. But in reality, that was not original Ghibli studio created, but rather ChatGPT created designs which were trained on Ghibli's designs, and this AI generated art was created. Today we are diving deep into AI generated art and the Studio Ghibli aesthetic. Is it legal? Is it ethical? And what does it mean for the future of creativity? Stick around because what I found out will change the way you look at AI art forever. Let's start with the basics. How does AI even create Ghibli style art? Is it just copying? The answer is more complicated. AI models are trained on millions of images, learning patterns, colors, brush strokes. When you ask for a castle in Ghibli style, it's not searching the web for an existing castle created by Ghibli Studios. Rather, it's generating something new based on all the patterns it had created and the existing learning which it got from the Ghibli Studio designs. Then again, kind of how like an human artist studies impressionist paintings and then creates their own Monet inspired masterpiece. But here's the question: if AI learns from copyrighted material, does that count as theft? And what do lawyers say about that? The answer is not so simple, it's quite complicated because the patent laws and intellectual property laws vary from country to country. The current copyright laws which are practiced in the US, they protect specific works, not styles. That's why you can paint in Picasso's Cubist style without getting sued. But AI complicates things. The issue is whether AI models are being trained on copyright works without permission. If Ghibli's films were part of that data set, there's a strong argument for infringement. But if the AI is trained more broadly, that's where the things get murky. Where did they get the inspiration from? Was it from Ghibli? Was it from something else? How can you make out the difference? How can you figure out who was the real creator behind that and how do you allocate credit to that? That is where things get really challenging. Japan recently updated its copyright laws to allow AI training under certain conditions. But Ghibli is famously protective of its art. So what does that mean for AI generated Ghibli style images? Miyazaki himself has been extremely vocal about his skepticism of AI. Miyazaki is the original founder of the Ghibli studios and he has extremely been vocal about his hatred for AI. He once called AI generated animation an insult to life itself. Harsh, maybe, but it shows how traditional animators and creators for that matter and other artists feel about this shift. Here's where it gets tricky. These AI generated images aren't direct copies of Ghibli's work. They are original images which were inspired by Ghibli. That puts them in a weird legal limbo. If AI makes a brand new Ghibli style cat wizard, does Ghibli own that style? Or does no one? Or is there any other owner or does ChatGPT own that? How do we decide? There is no clear conceptual clarity on that yet. One school of thought says AI doesn't understand storytelling. A film isn't just about style, it's about heart. You can't replace that with an algorithm. Another school of thought says AI is like a tool. It's like Photoshop. I use it as a creator to brainstorm, then refine the work myself. It doesn't replace me, it enhances my creativity. Think about AI as an art intern who's creating the basics for me and giving me the inspiration based on which I then improve the work. So, you have two schools of thought, each in the opposite lines. Which one do you go with? This debate isn't just about Ghibli, it's about all artists. Will AI take jobs or create new ones? Should artists get compensation if their work trains AI? So, where do we go from here? I see three possible futures. Scenario 1: courts rule that AI must license copyrighted content, forcing AI companies to pay artists. So, for example, ChatGPT used Ghibli Studio art as inspiration to create these new Ghibli models. So that they need to pay Ghibli Studios for training their models on this. Scenario number 2: a hybrid model emerges where artists and AI developers collaborate, creating a new kind of art economy. But the question is, the value of art lied in its exclusivity. If you add AI to that, the exclusivity goes away. So how do we truly value it? And would they truly get valued in the millions of dollars like current art masterpieces do? Scenario number three, copyright law stays outdated and AI generated art floods the internet, making it nearly impossible to tell what's human made, what's not, and this could completely kill creators, this would completely kill innovation, and more importantly, inspiration for new creators to come into the market. Because honestly, art is the foundation of the culture of society. Without that, it could completely rip apart the cultural fabric. So, no matter what happens, one thing is clear. The way we define art is changing, and Ghibli story is just the beginning. So, what do you think? Is AI generated Ghibli style art a tribute or a theft? Should AI models be trained on copyrighted work, or does that cross the line? Let me know in the comments below.